Sunday morning. With us this Sunday morning is Mario Economou, and he is a former banker, worked in New York, London, Zurich, and other large money center banks, and he was raised in Europe. And he's an American. But, Mario, give us your estimation. What the heck is going on in Europe right now? And give us the European point of view.
Yes, so good morning, Mr. Katsimatidis. I thought today what we could do is we would start in the Persian Gulf, and in the Red Sea, we'd work our way up to Turkey, which is the official name of Turkey today, into the Ukraine, and we'll end up with France. So I think what we'll do is let's start with that ship which was on fire, the Greek oil tanker, which has been on fire and continues to be on fire. And from what I understand, it's still anchored there. Nothing's been done with it yet. Even though there's a lot of discussions in Europe between Greece and the European Commission about what they're going to do with this ship, nothing has happened as of yet. And once again, we see here how impotent Europe is in being able to address any problems that directly affect it. There's also a lot of rumors now flying around on social media. One never knows if there's any truth or accuracy to them. But they're expecting, the rumors are saying that there's going to be some type of an action against Iran on the October 7th anniversary of the Hamas attack on Israel. I sincerely hope that these rumors are unfounded and that, in fact, nothing of that sort will happen. But the reality is I don't know if it will. I can say this with a reasonable degree of certainty. Although many people in America believe Iran is an evil country, the reality is, in the not-too-distant future, I suspect the United States will need Iran's help in order to contain Turkey, which is the new official name of Turkey. Now, that may sound a little odd, but the reality is Turkey continues to expand its influence in the Muslim world. It's now actively selling weapon systems to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to Azerbaijan, to Pakistan, with whom they have a fantastic relationship. And it's continuing to expand its influence, so much so that in a recent study, it was presented that the number one diplomatic global player in the world is China, followed by the United States at number 2, and followed by, believe it or not, Turkey in number 3 position. So Turkey continues to extend its influence globally. It is currently a regional player, but it will eventually become a global player. And that's why I believe the logical foe of Turkey is Iran, that at some point the U.S. will need Iran's help in order to contain the dominant position that Turkey presents.
What happened with Turkey and, I'm an old-fashioned guy, I still call it Turkey, and Lebanon? They had threatened Lebanon. Any action there?
As of yet, no, none, because basically the regional war in between Israel and the many different multi-faceted factions that exist in that part of the world that have been fighting with it, nothing has really materialized. So therefore, Turkey is actually laying rather low. There was a visit by the Egyptian president to Turkey recently, and it was a visit where Mr. Erdogan himself showed up at the airport to welcome him, something Mr. Erdogan has not done for the majority of global leaders that have shown up to Turkey. So he clearly is working on repairing the relationship Turkey has with Egypt. And, of course, the president of Egypt went there and is on friendly terms at this point with him because President Erdogan is essentially the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood. And, of course, the Muslim Brotherhood is very strong in Egypt.
Well, President Erdogan certainly wants more of an international exposure, I guess, and I guess that's what he wants. What else is going on?
Well, I thought we could touch on the Ukraine briefly. The situation there is, with respect to the incursion into Kursk, roughly the same. They haven't gone beyond the 21 miles into Russia, and Russia's goal has been there to initially contain them, meaning not allow them to go penetrate any deeper into Russia. But also what it has done is, unlike not like the media has reported that loads of troops have been moved from the Donbass to the Kursk region. In fact, they haven't. If you see what's going on in the Donbass, the Russians are taking village after village, and the Ukrainians are retreating, and there are there's a real possibility that they will have to move the Ukrainians onto the other side of the Dnieper River. The Russians have basically enlisted the help of the Chechens, and their marching orders of the Chechens are to literally go in from village to village and to eliminate the intruders, as the Russians have called them. President Putin was recently at a large forum where many countries visited, and he was saying that Russia will see just over 4.5% growth this year. So clearly all the sanctions, all the things that have been done to Russia have failed, in my opinion, and I think it's time, once again, for me to say we need to sit down and speak to the Russians and end this conflict. The big test for Russia is going to be in October when it has the BRICS summit, which President Putin is going to be hosting, and in fact, coming back to Turkey last week, they made their official application to join the BRICS. So President Putin there will exercise a tremendous amount of influence on many of the countries that will attend, inclusive of China, and it is expected that they will also be making certain announcements with respect to this digital currency that they want to create, which will be backed by gold and natural resources.
And Zelensky from Ukraine is making a demand on more equipment from the United States and more military equipment. And some military people have been advocating, we have to help, we have to help. But don't forget what President Eisenhower said. Beware of the military-industrial complex in the United States.
Yes, Mr. Katsimatidis, we did discuss that last week, and I sincerely hope that what you said, that the President Biden, when Mr. Zelensky visits him, will turn him down with respect to long-range weapons, which can strike deep into Russia. But I suspect, my instincts are correct, President Biden will give him the go-ahead, and if in fact he does that, we will actually see a very dramatic response from the Russians, and we will see a very we will basically see an increase in the war between NATO and Russia, which is something that, of course, all of us want to see avoided, but many people, to a lesser extent in Europe, because they're just following America's lead, but in America are actually pushing for. I think that if I may just provide my own personal opinion on this, if I may just provide my personal opinion on this, I think that given your election coming up in the U.S., everybody should hold steady until it's determined who the president is in the U.S. to see what direction the United States and, for that matter, Europe should take.
Thank you, Mario Economou, for the update of what's going on in Europe, and we'll catch up again real soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Katsimatidis.
Okay. Trevor, make sure you cut out those drips and drabs that I made at the beginning. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mario.
All right. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit, or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.